The Nightbeat starts right now.
She's a mom to a 4-year-old, and she's been missing for more than 3 months.
Now her little boy is confused and missing his mother. Tonight, he is staying with his grandmother.
As the night team's John Paul Barajas reports, his grandmother fears that someone may have killed her daughter.
It's these moments of joy and spending time with his mom that little James misses most. Now more than 3 months since he or anyone else has seen his mom, Kate Barra, James is starting to ask questions.
He was like, where's mom? Because, you know, we're having a birthday party for mom and we're doing something for mom and mom's not here. He told me himself, he said, mom's missing. And I said, yes, baby. I said, mom is missing. And he was like, where's mom? And I said, I don't know where mom's at. I said, but we're going to find her. Kate's mom and James's grandma, Valerie Mendoza, explains they celebrated Kate's 27th birthday without her September 8th.
Happy birthday.
She adds Kate had a substance abuse problem, but was getting treatment at a Westside clinic to turn her life around. On August 6th, she went to her appointment.
She made it to her appointment. There was camera footage that she went and made it to her appointment and left. And then after that, no one has seen her since then.
Mendoza said after that, things get confusing. A friend of her daughter said he dropped Kate off at a random home near where Kate lived in the early hours of August 9th, but that Kate forgot her phone in his car.
And I'm like, well, why haven't you returned it? I even asked him what she was wearing when he dropped her off, and he couldn't even answer that to me. He would just go around in circles and say something else. And now no one can find him.
We're not naming that person because San Antonio police have not named him as a suspect. We have reached out for updates, but we're told there was none at this time. However, Mendoza says SAPD's homicide unit is now assisting their missing persons team in Kate's case.
Do you believe that she's still out there?
I feel that she's gone. With the stuff that they're saying, I feel she's gone, but regardless, I want her home.
She tells us people in the West Side neighborhood Kate lives in have started to speculate. For now, Mendoza has raised money for a $3,000 reward in hopes someone will come forward and tries to remain strong for James.
What's your favorite snack? You got snack time.
Juice?
Juice?
It's so hard because I never thought that this would be our life. For the people that are responsible, I'm never going to stop looking. I'm not. I'm going to keep looking, and then when I do find her, I'm going to get justice for her.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Guilty. That's the verdict handed down today during a murder trial. Jordan Eaton found guilty of killing Valentin Gonzalez after Gonzalez's wife bent down to pet Eaton's dog back in 2021. Eaton stated the day of the shooting he told neighbors not to pet his dog. Prosecutors played a video that shows Valentin reportedly fight Eaton for the gun. Eaton testifying on Friday that he told the jury he was fighting for his life when he was arguing with the victim.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jordan Eaton, guilty of the offense of murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment and as instructed in count.
He could now face up to life in prison. The punishment phase of that trial begins tomorrow.
A former San Antonio area band director is in hot water tonight, accused of crimes involving teenage girls. That's Jesse Horta. He was arrested and charged with invasive visual recording and having an improper relationship with a student in 2 separate incidents. So San Antonio police say that in one case, Horta recorded a teenage girl in the shower. In a separate case, Horta is accused of having an improper relationship with a 17-year-old student at the school where he previously worked. The arrest paperwork, however, did not specify which school. We're still working to get more information on that.
No one should feel pressured to any which way whenever they're coming to cast their decision.
I think it's critical for our democracy.
Do you remember this man? Jesse Lutzenberger was arrested last week and charged with assaulting a poll worker. He became upset after that poll worker asked him to remove the MAGA hat he was wearing. Election rules state voters cannot wear clothing supporting a political candidate within 100 feet of the polls in Texas. So that sparked a question. How many voters know what you can and can't wear while you're voting?
I just recently I became aware that we cannot wear any political gear or anything like that.
I think I've known basically as long as I've been able to vote.
Yeah, it's been a rule for a while. Political hats, shirts, buttons, or even masks not allowed within 100 feet of the polling place. If you forget, you can always just turn your shirt inside out and just leave the other stuff in your car. If you refuse or resist, you could be slapped with a $500 misdemeanor fine. Fisticuffs never the answer. By the way, if you're still needing to vote but don't know where to go, we break that down for you on KSAT.com with a list of the busiest and slowest polling locations right now. I believe more than 50,000 people voted just today. We've also got everything you need to know between now and Election Day before you head to the polls.
Yeah, we keep updating that site every day. Now, this is scary to think about, but our teachers aren't always safe. We know this. Our KSAT Investigates team has been looking into this growing problem for months. The widow of educator Alfred Jimenez tells our Daniela Ibarra that she believes her husband's life could have been saved.
In February, Northside ISD says he was redirecting a student. During that interaction, the district says Mr. Fred fell and hurt his head. Mr. Fred was hospitalized and later died.
I was there every day for 10 days and I'd never left his side. We prayed the rosary every day because he loved the rosary.
The medical examiner ruled Jimenez's death as a homicide, but the student who caused Jimenez's death isn't facing any charges. That's something Margot agrees with.
This person was my husband's favorite student in his room where he took care of him. He loved him to pieces. I would never blame this student, never.
She says the blame lies with decision makers.
He never should have been murdered like he was at school. He was shoved, pushed, whatever you want to call it. He's dead now because the school districts and the state won't do anything. I don't care what it takes. Something has to be done.
That was our KSAT Investigates Daniela Ibarra. She spent months combing through the data, and tomorrow on the Nightbeat, she's going to show you what she found.
Leave this in place as it exists naturally, it would start to hold that water back, and we'd be above that 100-year floodplain mark. Some of these homes that are maybe outside the floodplain, we could put those in the floodplain.
It's essentially a haircut for the San Antonio River banks. The San Antonio River Authority removing trees along 3 chunks of the river as part of its annual stem density removal process. Our Garrett Berger tagged along to learn more about how it works. Watch the full story right now on all of our KSAT streaming platforms.
Hard to think about enough rain causing some flooding issues right now because it's been 53 days since we've seen rainfall at the San Antonio International Airport. Our dry spell continues today. Today our high temperature was 89, just 1 degree shy of a record set back in 1931. But my friends, there are changes to the forecast. What changes? Well, first of all, in the next couple of days, we are going to have more humidity, which means small chances for a few showers today, tomorrow, and the next day. And then a cool front will arrive on Thursday. It'll stall, but it'll be just close enough to bring some showers and possibly a storm on Thursday, Halloween itself. Now, how will that impact trick-or-treating, though? I've got to look ahead to your trick-or-treating forecast, and when will we finally see temperatures potentially cooler than average? All of those details coming up in the full forecast.
Sarah, thank you. So it's not the beef. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says that it hasn't found evidence that ground beef is what's behind an E. coli outbreak linked with McDonald's Quarter Pounders. That outbreak led to at least 75 illnesses across 13 states. 22 people were sent to the hospital. 1 person died. Most of the people who got sick, though, were in Colorado. The fast food giant says that it's going to bring back those Quarter Pounders at all of its restaurants this week.
Day of the Dead dates back to pre-Columbian, pre-Hispanic, indigenous traditions in Mexico. The Aztecs, as they conquered people, incorporated their traditions into the Aztec pantheon. So we know that these are borrowings from Mesoamerican peoples. So one of the questions is why these dates? October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd. It is because that the ancient calendar, the ancient sacred calendar, these are what are known as cross-quarter days. They fall exactly between fall equinox and winter solstice. So this is exactly the midpoint. And it is understood by ancient peoples that this is the moment when the veil that separates the world of the living and the world of the dead is at its thinnest. What's interesting, of course, is that it's not unique only to Mexico, this moment of linking back to ancestors. So it happens that in Japan and Shinto traditions it's Obon, in Celtic traditions it's Samain. as the sun is losing the battle and the night is gaining. It's universally felt that this is the resurgence of the domain of the dead and our ancestors.
So now, another Muertos Fest, officially in the books. Thousands of you came down to downtown San Antonio over the weekend to remember and honor those who are no longer with us. Family, friends, pets, all memorialized and celebrated in the Dia de los Muertos Festival over at Hemisphere Park.
And if you didn't get to go in person this year, hold on. We're going to air a 2-hour Muertos Fest special, recapping this weekend's events. Wednesday night at 7, you can watch it right here on KSAT 12 or any of our KSAT streaming platforms. She's a local music teacher and a cancer survivor who says her students are her greatest cheerleaders. Her message coming up.
So this right here is a piece of history, or we're going to show you what it used to be, and tonight it needs major repairs. We're talking about that statue that you see there in New Braunfels depicting a World War I veteran. It was knocked off of its pedestal late last night in the city's main plaza. Now, police are saying that a driver told them that he was swerving to avoid a deer when he lost control of his car late last night and hit it. And people passing by this morning were pretty surprised because they saw the empty space where the statue once stood.
It's just one of those things, and I don't know how you can stop it. We can't fence off the plaza.
So although the driver, 32-year-old Jesse Cudney, called it an accident, officers think that he was intoxicated, so they arrested him on a DWI charge. A city spokesperson was not able to offer us a timeline yet for when the statue is going to be repaired.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and to honor the occasion, we're sharing the story of one local woman who is teaching by example. She hopes her survival story will help others for years to come. Meet Vicki Watson, an associate band director at Lee High School. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2020. She had surgery to remove the tumor and went through chemotherapy. She did not stop teaching, though. Vicki says her students kept her going, and they are still keeping her going.
Every 2 weeks, I went for chemotherapy. So I went on Friday, and then Monday I was back at work. And my kids were my biggest cheerleaders. They were there for me.
Just seeing her, how she teaches us after everything that's happened to her, it's inspiring, and it shows us that we can get through anything if we try hard enough and put our effort.
It's quite the lesson. Now that Vicki's officially cancer-free, she hopes her students will remember her story when it comes to getting checked themselves and being proactive about their health.
Oh, Miss Vicki, I'm so glad that she did that. Okay, so now it's 78 degrees and everyone's looking ahead to Thursday because of trick-or-treating, and it's been really hot.
Oh, that is an understatement.
Like the chocolate's going to be melting. You might as well go with some fruit candy or something.
Okay, now we get to the bottom of what Stephanie is really concerned
That's what's
about. It's the loss of chocolate per pound collected.
I'll be honest, I don't blame you, Stephanie. I'd be right there with you. It
gets messy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that hot during trick-or-treating. It'll just be warm and a little muggy. But speaking of hot, the month of October is likely going to end as either our hottest or our second hottest October on record for San Antonio. And records date back to the 1880s. So it's no joke. We have seen temperatures just about every single day, except for these 2 days, the 16th and 17th, where we were briefly feeling like fall, in the 80s and 90s every other day. So an impressively warm October and an impressively dry October. It could be our driest October too, unless we get some rainfall in the coming days, which we have a potential. But when are we going to see relief from this much warmer than average heat? Well, you got to go out beyond the next 7 days to the next 10 days, seeing a few indications that we could see a stronger cold front by the middle of the first full week of November. So next Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now I'm forecasting upper 70s, which would be average for this time of year, with a caveat that it could be a stronger front than that. 60s are possible. This is something we are going to be watching over the next several days and continue to keep you posted. We just wanted to give you an early heads up because I know if you're anything like me, you're tired of the heat right now. It should feel like fall outside. But let's get down to talking about our Halloween forecast. So last year, if you remember, it was actually quite chilly. We had a cold front move through, a high temperature of only 61 degrees. Well, this year, we're going to be at 84. And I think the biggest story for folks will be our rain chances, because we do have a 30% chance for storms, with slightly less chances by the time the kids go trick-or-treating. But it's all because of this cool front that's going to be moving across the nation. Now, this front, unfortunately, I think is going to stall out before it makes it to San Antonio. It may move through the hill country, but in San Antonio, it's likely going to stay warm on the warm side of that front. But with that front just in the general vicinity, that's what's going to allow for us to see some showers and storms starting Wednesday night and then potentially through Friday as well. So when we put your rain chances together, just know that by Thursday night, Wednesday night, there's going to be a 40% chance for a few showers and storms. And by Thursday night, our rain chances are going to come down a little bit. So what does that break down to for your trick-or-treat need to know? First of all, sunset's at 6:48. So make sure those kids are safe. That's when the sun will be setting. Temperatures likely in San Antonio warm and humid, near 80 degrees. And the wild card is the rain. There's a small chance for a shower or a storm. If it's just a light rain shower, kids can be fine outside, but if you hear that thunder, that's the thing that I'm going to be watching for. Wild card, about a 20% chance for there to be a storm on Halloween evening. Now, looking at the day planner tomorrow, waking up in humid, 70 degrees. We'll be looking at 86 for the high, gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. A few streamer showers possible tomorrow and Wednesday. And then again, Thursday, Halloween itself, 30% chance for a few showers and storms. But then our temperatures go right back up to 87. And that's why I wanted to start the forecast with the optimistic view of by the middle of next week, we could have a cool front. So let's take a look outside with a live cam. It is a humid night for us, guys. Thank you.
All right, so I was really hoping the Spurs would have a 2-game win streak. They'd be undefeated at the Frostbank Center.
Yep.
Wasn't to be.
No, and they just got off to a poor start tonight. Super slow. Houston Rockets built up a 21-point lead in the third quarter, but the Spurs definitely fought back and they made it close. And Texas A&M San Antonio made basketball history tonight. Coming up. Dylan Brooks and the Rockets were back at the Frostbank Center tonight to close out their 2-game road series at the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the Rockets led the entire first half and by as many as 17 points. Early on, Jabari Smith Jr. down low, and he gets blocked by Wemby, one of 3 first-half disses for the Aliens. Still in the first quarter, things getting heated again, this time between Smith Jr. and Jeremy Sohan, who get tangled up while going for the ball. Smith shoves Jeremy away, but Spurs staffers and the refs step in to keep things calm. The result was a double technical foul, and the Rockets led 62-45 at halftime. After trailing by 21 in the third, the Spurs are trying to come back in the fourth. Chris Paul shoots, makes a 3. Tari Eason was called for a flagrant foul 1 because he didn't give CP3 room to land, so Chris made a free throw for a 4-point play, and the Spurs are down 4. Moments later, Victor Wembanyama knocks down a fadeaway J over Brooks, and the Spurs are down 2, 101-99 with 35 seconds to go, but Fred VanVleet goes 3 at the other end to seal the deal, and the Rockets win 106-101.
Yeah, I mean, we just started too slow. Like we should have known that they're gonna come out strong, because the first game was what like it was, and I feel like we started way too slow. They were aggressive. They had a bunch of second chance points. We had turnovers. So we have to start better. But we came back. Some silly mistakes. It's tough.
Spurs will next hit the road for back-to-back games Wednesday night at the Thunder, then Thursday night at the Jazz. It was a special night at Texas A&M University San Antonio where the basketball teams played their first games in school history. They faced Southern University at New Orleans. The TAMU SA Lady Jaguars were led by Evelyn Lorenzo and her game-high 20 points. Natalie Trevino was next with 14 points. The Lady Jags dominated the fourth quarter 36-19 to win their first game in school history 89-73 in front of a packed house.
Well, to get a first win, your very first game in front of this crowd, they made history tonight just having a game, then you go out and get a win. Hopefully the crowd will keep coming back, but fantastic night. First games are always scary, but I think we dictate the tempo, and I'm real proud of them for playing hard for 40 minutes and in a loud environment, and they were probably nervous, but what a way to open up the history here and win.
And the men were next. The Jaguars playing the Suno Knights as well. Number 0, Journey Phillips from Wagner High School led TAM USA with 30 points. He's a senior graduate player. The Texas A&M San Antonio men battled hard, but they come up short tonight, 86-75, and will next play at Texas Southern November 6th. The J Mustangs versus the Southwest Dragons is our game of the week after the break. It was a foggy morning at Southwest High School where the Dragons football team was getting ready for our game of the week against the John Jay Mustangs. 2 undefeated teams playing with the district championship on the line. The Southwest Dragons are 8-0 and 6-0 in District 14-5A D1. Jay has the exact same record, and they're the only 2 undefeated teams in district play, so this game is for the district crown. These two have been on a collision course all season long, and now it's almost time to line up and play ball at Dragons Stadium.
They're a great physical team. We've been watching film, and they're a lot like us in that aspect, and we're just really excited to play a team that shows speed and shows physicality just like us, so it should be a good game.
Oh, yeah, they made a big run last year, so coming down to 5A, had a big chip on their shoulders, so we just have to come out for a district championship, play good, execute, and have a good practice this week.
Leading up to it, we are just prepared. We are ready. These stands are going to be packed. Both teams, I'd say, are ready. They've been looking forward to us as well, and that's what we're ready for, is just to play them.
Everybody wants to get gold footballs, and get in the trophy case, and knowing that the end result of this game is going to directly result in you getting a gold ball, there's a little bit of extra motivation to win this game. And, in the past, when we played Southside, I felt personally that was a district championship, but it was in week 4. So, heads off to, thank God that both of us are really good. Both of us are really good this late in the season. The way the district schedule fell, we were able to play it this late. So it kind of adds up to the whole hype of it all.
Jay at Southwest is our game of the week, Friday night at 7:30. Now we plan to stop by Jay's practice tomorrow afternoon to get their reaction, and we'll have that for you tomorrow.
It's a huge game.
Isn't it? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
Thank you. We'll be right back.